Hi, this is Mandy from Sunflowers and Doors. Welcome back to my channel, and we are on the Out With a Bang collaboration last days of summer. I am currently working, I just realised I forgot to put this in a way. I'm currently working on an altered envelope. No, I'm not. I'm going to use an envelope today, but I'm working on an altered file folder. And I haven't done one for ages, but I'm working on one for this project. I'm doing the reds part of the kit, which comes from the Faded Impressions kit. And that's what I'm going to be looking at today, is the spread for the red project. So, I have got a load of cut-offs here, all different colours, and these are my reds. And I've also got another sheet here. And I'm going to do, for this one, I'm going to do, I think, a simple belly band. So I've been looking to see what I've got hanging around the house. And I've got some of these, well, I've got one of these envelopes. I don't know where it came from, but I've got one of them. I'm going to seal it there because I'm going to cut this top section off, and I'm going to use this as a belly band in the folio. So that's where we're at today. When I did the blue section, I prepped a lot of it beforehand, but I haven't done that with this one. So we're going to do all the playing around together on this one. So it's going to be more of a craft with me kind of, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's what we're looking at. So I haven't had my morning coffee yet. I had a bit of a disaster with my coffee, which is why my coffee mug looks disgusting. I spilt and went everywhere. So that was fun. But we're back to it now. So I've got two pieces here. I'm hoping one of them I'll be able to use for this. Oh, there you go. I don't even have to cut that one down. That's perfect. So I'm going to ink around my envelope, first of all. Now, I've cut the top section, and I'm leaving that open deliberately because I'm going to create a pocket for that top piece. And then I'll create a journal card to go inside it. That is the idea. So I only need to ink around the front of this because the back's not going to be seen. And I'm also going to ink this piece here. I don't think I'm going to stitch this because I think it'll limit the space for the tag too much, but we'll see what it looks like once it's done. Okay. So I'm going to pop this on here. I'm using a wet glue so that I can move that around a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to let that dry. I've chosen this from the kit, and I'm going to use that as just a central focal point here, just to give the belly band a little bit more of a bit more interest. So that's going to go here, like so. Now I'm going to use that, I think, as the tag to go inside. Although I haven't, this one hasn't been backed, so I'm not going to use that. That one has been backed, so I might use that one. But we've got a tag to go inside, which I want to use. I'm going to see if this is big enough to create an envelope with Now, I've recently bought this and I haven't used it since I bought it, so I was a little bit unsure whether it was going to work even. So we've got 2 of those, and I'm just going to give them a quick ink around. I do love a mini envelope, I do have to admit. So this is going to be folded up here. I'm going to fold these 2 over here. And then we can fold this one over here, like that. And I was thinking of popping these, don't know if I don't like it like that, definitely not that. I don't know if I like it like that either. I think I might take a little bit more off of here. So I'm just going to fold it a second, not fully, but just a little bit, so that I can get the same amount off both. Yeah, I think that's better. And I may pop that on there, and I'll see if I've got any red, just for a little bit of extra interest, you know. See if we've got any red. I know I got pink, but if I got red, that's a little red one, so that might work. Any more red? Don't know if that's red or pink, but I'll give that one a go too. We've got another one here, which is more like a orangey red. We've got that one. We've got that one. Oh, we've got quite a few reds, which is good. So that's more of an orangey red, isn't it? Oh no, it's okay. So, got some little bits to play with. So I'm going to glue this down first of all. wonder if I pop that there. It's not really big enough to be able to do that, I don't think. And do I want it as a working envelope? Yeah, quite like that. So I'm going to glue that just to this top section here. And that added bit of weight will help keep this down. So I've got a little envelope there, which I think I'm gonna just glue on the end there, and then I'm gonna put a little bit of these up here. Just again to add a little bit of interest. Okay, so again, with me, I'm an overthinker, and it can take me so long to make a decision. So I'm not going to overthink this. And then that is going to just glue on the end there, I think. So just this piece. Like that. So you can take that out and pop some little snippets inside of that if you want to. That'll look quite cute. So that is going to be my belly band, and then the next thing I want to do is create a tag for going inside of the belly band. So again, I'm going to go for a rather large tag. This has been backed again with Tracy Fox archives. Just going to get a feel for where I want to cut this down. So we'll go with that. And we'll just round those corners. Okay. Give it an ink. And just check that that's going to fit into there. It's not. Oh, would help, would help. So I'm going to take a little bit more off the height, just to make sure that it's going to fit behind my belly band. And take a little bit more. So that's going to be the basis of the tag. I do want I wonder if I could use this as the tab. Yeah, that might work. It's a bit different. Although, again, before I start just popping things down, I might have to do a tab on the side of this one, because if I do it on the top, it's not going to fit, is it? Actually, I quite like that look. It's a bit weird, but I quite like it. So I'm going to go with that. And then we'll glue this part down. I'm going to just glue these just so that it doesn't start doing weird and wonderful things. And that there then will go like that. And I think I'm just going to put a little embellishment on there. Pop that there. Okay, so it's a bit different. No. Okay, so I could put a little Velcro dot under that just to keep that down. We'll see. Okay, and what else do I want to do with this tag is the million-dollar question. So I've still got some of the ephemera pieces from over here. I've got an envelope here. In the reds. I've got a library pocket here. Anything else in the reds? I don't think I have. No, that's it for now. So, I could glue that down and put that on there. Which would give it some, or I could use this, not as an envelope. I could use that as a pocket if I kept the bottom, very bottom off. Do you know what? I think I'm going to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this bottom section off here, just where it folds. Okay. I'm going to ink it all. I think I'm gonna pop that on there as a No. I don't want to hide too much. Of the pattern, because the pattern's pretty cool on its own. I'm gonna put that on like that and have it as a side tuck, I think. I could put it there and have it as a top tuck. Which do I prefer? Bottom tuck? Top tuck? Bottom tuck? I think I'm going to go for the bottom tuck. So I'm just going to glue this down the left hand side and across the bottom. And then I'm going to pop that on there like that. And then this, which was the library card pocket, I could just tuck that behind there. Maybe it's already inked, so that could go in there like that. So we've got a tag with a, I think I'm just going to glue this little bit by here down. I think if that, yeah, that's better because it won't flap as much. So we've got a tag with a pocket and another tag. And the other thing I'm going to do then, which is a bit weird, I suppose, is I've got a little bit of this left over, so I'm going to create a belly band on that, which is probably overkill, but why not? So that will go there, down to, say, there. If we put it in the middle, it's going to hide that, but I think that's okay. So let's take that off. So I'm going to glue that on there, just top and bottom. Like that. And then let me grab my other bits here. So I could pop that under there, like that. It's a bit busy, but or I could go for one of the, it's a bit big, but I can cut that down a little bit. So that would go there. We've got our tag in there. And then we've got some writing spots on the back of that tag there. And we've got our belly band. So let's put it all together and see what it looks like. So we're going for the red page here. And I'm thinking over here. Yeah. So I'm gonna glue the top bit. So that's going to go on there like that and that. I'm going to let that dry a moment before I put this inside, because I want to create the tag to go in the middle. So I'm just going to pop that there and there, just about catches it. And let that dry, and then we'll have a little play with the tag to go in the middle. Now, let's have a look and see what we've got leftover-wise. I needed something with a backing, so this one here has a backing. Let's just have a look and see how big our tag is going to be. I suppose there, because I don't want it too big. Let's just see. Yeah, that will fit. So the other thing I want then is a whale tail punch for this one. Going to round the corners on this. And then just ink around it. Let's glue this on. And if you wanted to put a eyelet in there, you could. That is gonna hopefully fit in here. Oh, don't tell me I did it upside down. I did it upside down. Can you believe that? Oh well, that's funky. So we've got an upside down tag in that one. Oh well, it's different. And then we've got our tag, which I'm hoping is going to fit in. Should do, done all the measurements. Yeah. So we have got, oh, that's a bird. We have got a belly band with an upside down pocket. A little envelope here which you can use. Then we've got the large tag with writing space on the back. We've got a side tuck with a belly band on the front for a little tuck spot there, and an envelope there. And that is our red page layout. Yeah, so far we've done the blue page, or one of the blue pages, and we've done one of the red pages. And I'm going to have to do over here, but that'll be another video, I think. So I'm going to leave it there. Yeah, definitely going to leave it there for that one. So I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments section below, and I'll catch you in the next video. Until then, as always, stay safe, be well. Bye for now. Hi, this is Andy from Sunflowers and Doors. Welcome back to my channel. I've just gone from one video straight into another while I'm in the zone. And we're working on the altered file folder for the Faded Impressions kit with the Out With A Bang collaboration. So that is what I'm working on at the moment. And I'm really enjoying this process. So I've done one red page layout. I wanted to do another one excuse me, and I wanted to use the idea that Suzanne from NonStop Papercraft used in her collaboration video. I'm not going to do exactly the same, but I am going to use an envelope as a series of pockets. Yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to use an envelope as a series of pockets. So. I'm going to, like I said, I'm not going to do exactly the same as Suzanne did, but I'm going to play with the same concept. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to seal this envelope, because we don't need the envelope opening like that. So I'm going to seal that, and I'm going to cut the very top off to create a pocket. And it's only a slither that I've cut off to give us a pocket there. And then I'm going to ink around that before I do anything else. And I only need to ink the one side because I'm only going to see the top side of this. Okay, so I've inked that. We've got our pocket here. I'm going to use this paper because that's what I've printed for the reds. Just going to take off these end bits, and then I need to take off the bottom bits as well, but let me just see roughly how much I need, and then I can kind of do some playing. Okay, so I take off the top bit there, and then I measure. And literally all I'm doing is making a little pencil mark so I know how much space I've got to play with and where I need to cut it off. And it's okay if it's not perfect. And I'm just going to ink around that one. Okay, I'm going to glue that down. Okay. So we'll let that dry, and then the next thing I want to do is I need the same width. Could go a little bit on the inside of that if I wanted to. So just do that there. Take off that top. And I'm just going to create some pockets, simple pockets. So this one, the first pocket I think I want to be let me see how big that is. 8 inches. So if I did 6, might be too tall. Don't want it. No, sorry, doing that wrong. 6.5. Say so. Let's just work on the 6. So we'll go with a 4 here. And then we'll go with 2 inches for this one. Or we could use that. and I'll be popping these on here. Ah, I cut it wrong, didn't I? I did have it right the first time. Right, okay. Did have it right the first time. That's the first one. And then I'm going to have to use this now, because I haven't cut that one down, as the second one, which is fine. We're okay with that. So what I am going to do, I'm going to put a little divot in this, and I'm just eyeballing it. And then I'll ink around these. I love watching crafters who measure everything, because I just wish I had it in me to do it, but I do love watching how precise some people are. I think it's fabulous, but yeah, it's just not me. So those two are going to go on there like so. So I'll glue those on now quickly. Can't stop my hands. The tremor in my hands lately is dreadful. Okay, so I'm just lining that up. It hasn't got to be perfect, but it needs to be as close to as I can get it. So there's one pocket there. And then I'm gonna glue this one on. Okay, so that gives us our two pockets there, and of course our inside pocket. If you wanted to, you could cover the inside. I don't think there's a need to be honest, but I do want to create a tag now that's going to sit on the inside of this. And again, I'm just using bits of kit that I've got left over here. I don't think I've got any more red printed at the moment, so that's okay. This is backed, which is great. I'm gonna take off that piece there, take off our white bits, I'm going to round these corners. And this is just going to be a really simple project, because we've really gone to town on the other red page, so we have to be careful that the journal isn't too bulky, bearing in mind that I also want to create a little journal to go on the inside of it. So that will be our tag to go on the inside, and I need see if I've got enough here. I don't think that's going to be enough, but we'll try. No, that's not going to be enough. This might be. Let's see. Yeah. Perfect. So that is going to go on the side here. Now I would like to do something a little bit fancier with this tag. So I'm going to put this on first, because otherwise it's going to cover what I want to do. So that's going to go over here. Like so. And then I'm going to apply this, I think, at the top there. And then I can do a little bit of embellishing there. I think. Let's have a look and see what we've still got. Got any more red? Have we got any more red? That's a reddy colour. And we've got another one of those. And that one there. Don't have to all be red. I can bring some of the greens in, the neutrals in. Yeah, I think that'll do for that. So I'm going to glue this on top. Again, I'm going to glue it 3 sides, so that if you wanted to have a top pocket on this, you could. So I'm not going to have it go too close to the top, just in case you want to use some that's not a good name, is that? Silly Billy. Silly Billy. So if you wanted to pop some of those in there, you can. Like that. Take them out for now while that's gluing. And then I'm just going to put a few of these down the bottom, just again to add a little bit of embellishing. don't think I need that, so I think that's okay for that. So that will be our pocket that we're going to pop in there, like that. I'm going to pop one of these on here, just because that bit there's a little bit plain. And I'm going to pop one at the top. And I might pop a little one of those here. But I just want to put some ink on that one. Okay, and then just going to stuff these pockets. Again, not too full because we don't want it to be too bulked out, but just enough that it adds interest. So we've got a stuffed envelope pocket. No, stuffed envelope pocket. I'm not going to pop those in the top there at the moment. I don't think we need them. That is going to go in there like that. And then it's going to go in our folder over here like this, and we'll have that as a side tack, I think. So I'm just going to glue this, and I'm adding quite a bit of glue because this is a heavier piece and I don't want it to come away. And that is going to go here like that. And what I will have to do when I get more paper is create another large journal card to go behind that. I've got different colours here, but I would like, oh, let's look at this. The brown would go, but I don't really want to mix the colours up. So I'm going to have to add that later. So we're going to have a nice large journal card tacked behind that. Although, hang on. Just as a thought, I do have these envelopes, which are vellum envelopes. I'm wondering if it would fit in there. I think it's going to be too big, yeah. Just a bit too big, because that could have been used to store little pieces of ephemera. So no, that's not going to work. But it was a nice idea. yeah, okay, so I'm going to leave that there. I will do another large journal card in here before I finish that piece off, and then our red section will be completed. We've started our blues, so we've got some more to do over here, and then this is going to be our green section. And then whether or not I add anything to, I still haven't decided what I'm doing with the front. I would like to create something on the front, flippy flappy, all that sort of thing, but I don't know yet. I'm just going to use that, but yeah, we'll wait and see. So I will leave it there, and I'll come back to you, and I think the next bit, as I said, is going to be the green section I'm going to be working on next. So yeah, I'll come back and we'll see how we get on. Yeah, okay, I'll leave it there. I probably said that 500 times. As always, I will catch you in the next video. Until then, stay safe and be well. Bye for now.